Ever since social media took over our screens, we've been flooded with a relentless stream of upbeat mantras designed to lift our spirits. Every time you open Instagram or scroll through TikTok, you're met with a digital cheerleader insisting that you're a powerhouse, that you should grab every opportunity, and that your potential is limitless. It's a comforting thought, and here at Looks Fine Inside, we appreciate the power of a good pick-me-up. But have you ever stopped to wonder if this constant pressure to be on and inspired is actually doing more harm than good? Sometimes these bite-sized pieces of wisdom oversimplify the complexities of human experience, effectively shaming us for having a bad day. When a quote stops being helpful and starts demanding that we suppress our reality, it crosses the line into toxicity. Life isn't a series of filtered highlights, it's messy and nuanced. To help navigate this, let's break down 4 popular sayings that might be poisoning your perspective. First, consider the classic romantic vow. If your love is true, you must never let that person go. This sentiment is the backbone of every Hollywood blockbuster. We've all seen the film where 2 soulmates overcome impossible odds and refuse to give up on each other, eventually riding off into the sunset. In the movies, persistence is the ultimate proof of devotion. However, real life doesn't always follow a script. Sometimes 2 people are simply like oil and water. No matter how much they care, they just don't mix. Clinging to someone when the compatibility isn't there doesn't make you a hero. It makes the relationship a breeding ground for codependency. The American Psychological Association describes this as a damaging cycle, where one person becomes psychologically tethered to or dominated by another. You might find yourself sacrificing your entire identity or relying solely on your partner for a sense of worth. Dr. Renee Exelbert notes that this relationship addiction often leads to one-sided or even abusive dynamics. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is have the courage to walk away. Next up is the ultimatum. If you can't handle me at my lowest, you don't deserve me at my highest. We all have rough patches and personality flaws. Being a partner doesn't mean being a saint around the clock. But the difference between a mistake and a pattern is the effort put into fixing it. This quote is often used as a shield by people who refuse to own up to their behavior. It's a red flag for narcissism. Research published in Psychiatria Danubina highlights that those with narcissistic traits often view themselves as superior and entitled to special treatment. They see themselves as the perfect catch and view their flaws as insignificant or someone else's problem. If a partner uses this phrase to demand you tolerate mistreatment, it's a sign they aren't interested in growth. They're interested in an audience. At Looks Fine Inside, we believe true connection requires accountability, not just endurance. Then there's the professional's favorite. Never take no for an answer. In the world of business or creativity, this kind of grit is legendary. We often hear about authors like J.K. Rowling, who faced endless rejections before finally finding success. In that context, tenacity is a virtue, but when you apply that same don't stop energy to personal relationships, you're no longer being persistent. You're violating boundaries. Psychotherapist Sharon Martin defines boundaries as the vital lines that protect our emotional space and dictate what we find acceptable. Refusing to accept a no is an act of disrespect and a move toward manipulation. Studies show that this behavior is frequently linked to people in power or those with controlling personalities who feel entitled to ignore the limits of others. In your personal life, no should be a full sentence, not an opening for a negotiation. Finally, we have the ubiquitous positive vibes only. On the surface, being an optimist sounds like a healthy way to live at. But when you banish anything that isn't a good vibe, you're actually performing a disservice to your mental well-being. Sadness isn't a bug in the human system. It's a fundamental feature of who we are. Forcing yourself to smile through genuine pain is a recipe for long-term burnout. A study in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology points out that embracing even the ugly emotions is the only way to reach true psychological health. This toxic positivity ignores the reality of suffering and strips you of the support you actually need during hard times. It's okay to not be okay. Do you feel like some of these popular phrases are a bit hollow? Or are there other inspirational quotes that drive you crazy? We want to hear your take in the comments section below. If you're looking for more ways to protect your peace, we have another video featuring 12 more phrases that are sneakily toxic. Thank you for spending time with us at Looks Fine Inside, and always remember that your feelings are valid. See you in the next one.